Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a painting on a white canvas. So all I've done is put the Bob Ross liquid white on it, and it's just a small amount. So you can use your finger to test. If you just get a fingerprint mark, then you're good. I really don't know what I'm going to be painting yet, so we're just going to have to wait and see. So don't forget, if you haven't liked or subscribed to my channel, please do so. It helps tremendously and it's free. And share it out with some friends if you think you have friends that would, like to watch me paint. So the colors that I'm going to be using, this is what I got on my palette right now. I've got burnt sienna, cadmium yellow, Indian yellow, yellow ochre, burnt umber, black, Prussian blue, phthalo blue, sap green, phthalo green, red, and some white. So I don't know if I'm going to use all the colors, but that's what I put on my canvas. So we're going to turn to the canvas and we are going to see what we can create here. All right, so hopefully I'm just trying to get this so it's all in. There we go. I guess I just didn't have it tipped down enough. Sorry, guys. All right, so let's start with, let me see. I'm going to start with a little bit of Indian yellow. I do want it to kind of be like a sunset, sunrise, I don't know, sunny sky type of, so I'm just going to pick up some Indian yellow on my 2-inch brush, and we're just going to pick a spot that we want a bright area. Right in here. And we'll get the little hairs off. And I'm going to pick up a little bit of the oh my God, I can't even think of my colors today, guys. Burnt sienna. Yeah. That's that. No, yellow ochre. Never mind. My goodness. So I want some darker areas in the sky. And I'm just going to kind of blend that around. We'll blend it all together here in a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit more of that, and we're just going to, because I want there to be like different hues of like the sunset color. And then I'm just going to pick up, now I'm picking up a little bit of that sienna just on the corner of my brush. And we're going to get a little bit darker going around the corners here on the outside. Pick up a little bit more. Just going to bring a little into the bottom here. I know it looks like a bomb blew up right now. And I'm just gonna try to get the outside of the canvas. And that's the other reason that I like doing a black canvas, because you don't really have to worry too much about your sides if you have everything already blended. All right, so, no. So I'm gonna take a clean brush and we're gonna just kind of blend this. So I'm gonna start in the center and then just kind of slowly, and this is an 18 by 24 canvas, so this is a little bit bigger than the ones that I normally use. So now that I've gone into this red, I'm not gonna go back up into here. I'm just gonna kind of start getting these sides blended. We're gonna add a little bit of white and stuff to this, so. And my brushes are shedding. All right, so I'm gonna wipe this off. So right now I'm just kind of playing around with color, trying to get it to that sunset kind of color. So I'm going to go in with a 1-inch brush and I'm going to pick up a little bit of white. And we're going to just kind of start getting a lighter area going here. I'm going to wipe my brush, pick up a little bit more. I'm just going to pick up a little white and Indian yellow together. And you have that really intense. And I'm just wiping my brush. And I'm going to pick up a lot more white this time. My goodness, I just conditioned my brushes too. All right, so I'm gonna pick up some white and some cadmium yellow. And we're gonna just get a nice bright gonna try to move some of this darker paint, so it's gonna kind of give us some, maybe some little wispy background clouds. So just kind of borrowing some paint from the outsides. And I'm just going to take our clean brush. I'm going to lock that down now. Oh my goodness. Well, that's annoying. Okay. Let me take a fan brush and we're gonna kind of put in a little bit of clouds. And let's see. load a lot of paint on my brush. So I have enough to... So I paint a little bit different than a lot of, you know, the artists that I follow, which is fine because you want to find your own kind of creative way of, you know, having your own style. And I just, from experience and practice, I've just kind of figured out what works for me. I used to struggle so much with clouds, like really, really bad. And then once I just kind of like loosened up a little bit, then it became enjoyable to, you know, kind of do clouds. All right, so we're gonna take our cleanish 2-inch brush. I'm just wiping it off. And I'm just gonna start rubbing these around just a little bit. Because I want a more distant kind of clouds. Kind of give them a lift, and then we will just kind of blend those in. Just so we have a little something there. All right, let me wash this brush. And let me see, I'm gonna use probably a fan brush. I mean, not a fan brush, a filbert brush, because I want to make just a little something like really distant over here. So I'm just gonna pick up that the burnt sienna color, and I'm just gonna kind of, and I'm just gonna blend that in. Now I am still learning on getting these like distant-ish background, whatever. So you're just, you know, you're coming along for the journey because I'm still learning. All right, so I'm just gonna blend that out. Because like I said, I don't want it, it might even be a little darker than I originally wanted, but we're gonna go with it. And then let's see, I think we're gonna do just a little something like right in here. Actually, I'm gonna put a smidge of white in that and lighten that up just a little bit. And let's see if that looks a little bit better. All right, I guess just kind of something like that. Like I said, I didn't want a lot. I just wanted a little something. Okay, so over here I want some background trees. And we're gonna put a cabin in, like probably right about here. Actually, I'm gonna do something right in here too. And we're just gonna put all right, we'll start with that. So I want to, we're gonna have to clean our big brush. All right. And I'm gonna just mix up a like a darker color. So I'm gonna take some black, some brown, some Prussian blue, phthalo blue, sap green, and we might as well even throw in some phthalo green. So it almost is black, but it has a color to it. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit more brown in there. It's pulling a little to the blue. Which will be fine when we highlight them. So yeah, we'll just go with that. That's better. And so I want to get some background trees in before I put the house so that we can scrape those out after. All right, so I'm just going to load my brush. I'm just going to load it in one direction, pulling in one direction. And hopefully I got all the oil out of that, because now I'm thinking I don't. Hang on. We're going to clean the other brush because I didn't beat it in the bucket. I don't know why. My brain just is not working today, guys. All right. All right, let's try this again. And so I'm just going to I want to leave a few little bits of the sky kind of poking through, and I probably should have used my smaller brush. So I'm going to clean that again. All right. So I'm going to take some, I'm just going to wipe this brush off because I don't want a lot of the white in there. And I'm going to pick up some of the yellow and the sap green. And we're going to just make a light color. And then we're going to try to already not liking this painting. I am already not liking it. I hate it when I start a painting and I don't like it. Because like they say, trust the process. Just get through the stages. All right, let's get let's see, we need to get some sort of a ground barrier in here. So I am going to pick up the burnt sienna and burnt umber. And we are going to, let's get a dark mask going here. I do want this to have some water in it, so I'm going to do the yellowies down in here, but I need something here for a some sort of like a, I don't know, landmass. blur these out just a smidge. All right, so let's cut in and I'm going to take get some black, and we will kind of get a roof going here. And the reason that I'm putting my house on this side of the canvas is because I struggle with my angles putting a house on this side. I do fine on this side, but this side I struggle. So the only way to get over that is to force yourself and do it. So and then I'm going to pick up the brown. Okay, so let's see if I just want to put like a little shed or something on that side. All right, so I'm gonna pick up the yellow ochre and the brown, and I'm just leaving it marbled on my knife. So the front is definitely going to be the lighter area. And I'm going to put a little bit of light white in that. Just, I want to lighten that up just a smidge more. Okay. And okay. And now we got to put a door. try to outline our door here a little bit. Just kind of giving it like the illusion of boards or something. All right, so I'm gonna pick up a little bit more black on that first brush that I picked up that dark color with, and let's get something going down around. Some dark in here, and all right, so I got that. Actually, let's pull some shadow down into that area. All right, now I've got to go back and get some of this sky color. So I'm going to do yellow ochre, Indian yellow, and we will have a little bit of green back here, but we will just blend that out. And we'll put something around there after. Got all three of those colors now. All right, I'm gonna get a bigger brush. Let me clean this because it's going to take forever. So I struggle with white canvases, and I also struggle when I don't really know which direction that I'm going, which is totally fine. All right, so let's get some of the three yellows all on my brush at the same time. And I'm just gonna kind of try to keep that greenish color over to the side. I gotta do something with that tree. I don't like that tree. And I'm going to pick up some white. And this is one of the reasons I hate this size canvas, is because I have that bar in the middle. Now I could reach my hand behind there and, you know, hold it, but I'll probably, I don't know, I'll probably put a little bit more land like in here. Let's pull in a little bit of brown in there. I'm kind of okay with the cabin a little bit. Let's see. So let's give the roof here a little bit of a highlight. And all right, so now I've got to start getting some ground cover on here. So I've got to get some more sap green. And I think I am going to use a fan brush this time. And I'm going to put a smidge of yellow in that. And wipe some of that black off, and we'll just go back in. And I don't want to take away all of the darkness, but I do want this so that it, you know, resembles a grassy patch. Highlight this a little bit more so it will, there we go. And just added a little bit of white to the mix, just so we can have a few different lighter values. Okay, that is looking pretty good. And let's just I'm just kind of, as I'm coming down, I'm just, you know, kind of letting that fade and get a little bit darker. Then I'm going to go back in and pick up some yellow and some white, and we'll just kind of give a few little indications of a little bit of light. Just lift those little bits. All right. That side would probably be more shaded from everything that's going on over here. So, because I'm not liking this up here, this is what I'm gonna do. Just gonna scrape. It's not very thick, but I'm gonna scrape some of that off. I am going to take a bigger filbert brush and let's I'm gonna take the knife, I'm gonna mix up some just black and green. So we can have a really dark color. And I am just and I'm liking that, getting lighter. I'm not minding that. I struggle with certain brushes to get certain effects, but that's fine because the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it, right? So yeah, if you're looking to learn from me, you're going to learn right along with me, because I am still, you know, trying to master these techniques with oils. Now with acrylics, I don't struggle as much because, you know, you can let things dry, and I'm just tapping in. So that's gonna look, yeah, that looks better already. I just didn't like the way the other one was looking. And I am going to put some sort of a stump there. All right, let me wash this. And I'm gonna pick up some of that brown color and just kind of giving that tree some bark. I'm going to use a liner brush, and we'll just put a few you know, like indications of some limbs up through this. Because we're going to be putting some highlights over this, so all right. So now I need to make a sunlit color for the highlights on that tree. So I'm going to take my yellows and my white, and I'm going to put a little bit of paint thinner, thin that down. And we'll see if that's thin enough. If not, I'll add a little liquid white to it. So I'm going to use my same brush, and I'm just going to pick up that yellow color that I made. And then we're just going to start giving and we don't need like a ton, but you know, that sky is pretty intense, so it would definitely have something shining here. All right, I'm going to pick up a little bit of green, and with that, just to give it a different hue. Now you could also let this painting dry and then go in and highlight your trees. And I'm going to add a little bit of the liquid white to that. There. So if you paint, it doesn't stick, you just got to add either liquid white or more paint thinner. And I do want some of these kind of going on our barn. All right. Now I'm just going to go in. I just wiped my brush, but I'm going to go in and I'm going to add a little bit more darkness on this back side here. All right. So that's looking good. All right, let's clean this brush off. And here. Just adding some darkness underneath here. So let's just get this so it's coming this way. Just adding a little bit of black into that that burnt umber. And we're gonna just have this path come right off the canvas over here. Kind of smooth that. I'm just trying to get the angle right. And we'll put a fence or something there. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have this be like dark underneath, and then we can turn this into a pond or something. I don't know. I don't want the video to have to be too long, but let's see, I'm gonna go into some yellow ochre and some white, and we're just gonna kind of highlight some of this path. Because you have to work harder on a light canvas to get the intense, the same intense that you can get on a black canvas. That's one of the reasons that I like a black canvas. So I'm just going to take my 2-inch brush, and I'm just going to go into my sap green, and we are just going to, and I need more sap green than that. If you want to make grass, you need a lot. You want your brush loaded. Load up again. All right. So while we're at it, let's go back over here and just add a hill coming down or something. All right. This is not coming out anything. I had a little bit of an image in my head, but it's nothing like what I had in my head. All right. So we're going to pick up some of that light yellow-green mixture and I'm just tapping that into the brush. And let's just start getting a little bit of something going on here. All right, so that is definitely the darkest area because the barn is shading that, so that's a good thing. Now we have to do something to get a bush in here. And let's see. Picking up a little bit more of that darker. And then I can go over it with the fan brush, hopefully. And just kind of lift these up just a smidge. All right. So we've kind of got that side done. We need something over on this side. Do we just do a big old tree? All right, let me get that dark green that we had made up, and let's put an evergreen over here. Bit more black. I like my centers filled in, but that's just me. And let's just put a small one back here. All right, so I'm just gonna go right into that lighter mixture that we made, and I didn't even clean my brush. Because we got this much thinner, so of course, as it gets, you know, down towards the bottom, it's gonna automatically be darker anyways. So we get that. All right, so now I am trying to figure out how I can turn this into like a water. So I know right off the bat, I need to get some darkness on the bottom. Let's get some ground in. And this is just the burnt umber. All right, let's take some of the liquid white and got hair. Okay. And what do I do on the side? I've got to put I've got to put some sort of put a few little rocks or something in here. All right, and let's put just a smidge of like a highlight on the top here. right. It's still got to be a little darker there. All right. Let's put in some fence post. Now let's get our tree in first, I guess. Let's see. I'm gonna use the burnt sienna and I have to thin that down because it is not sticking. Let's try this. All right, it's something. I don't know what it is, but it's something. And, all right, let's do all right. So let's do a dark side. just taking some liquid white and giving those a little bit of a highlight. And we will do the same on the tops of our boards here. Okay. So I guess I need to we need a way to get into our barn, right? And just gonna put a little window there. And all right, not the greatest, but all right. So I'm gonna leave this for right now, and then I'm gonna come back to it. So if I can fix it so I like it, then I will I don't know, I'll do something. But right now I don't don't like it. Yeah. All right, so you guys might not even see this painting, so we will see. Bye, guys.